listening to the Rhythm and Brews podcast. What you sipping on?
Oh, yeah. This ain't even out yet.
Sounds familiar, though.
You listen to the Rhythm and
By the
Brews
time you
podcast.
listen to this podcast,
What you sipping on?
you will have one more day before this hits your digital streaming platform. Written by this gentleman sitting over to my left. This one's for the intellects.
What you sipping on?
For the 90s babies.
The real lovers.
Fuck, we gonna let that second verse rock. Why not, right? Y'all ain't heard us in a minute. Take him to the bridge, though. Take him to the bridge real quick.
Cross the bridge. Cross the bridge.
I say I'm ready to be. You send me swinging.
That's why I want you to be mine.
Welcome back to the Rhythm and Brews podcast.
My God, today.
Thank y'all for being patient with us. We've been on a little bit of a summer break, as we do every
What you
year.
sipping on?
Yeah.
Once when the weather gets hot, people start to get lives.
Yeah, we start to go outside.
We start to go outside. They start planning trips and living our black ass lives. And sometime podcasting comes second.
Yeah, we love y'all.
We love you,
But-
but sometimes life gets too busy to just sit here and talk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we gotta go outside, man, get some fresh air.
Right, because in winter, we all get real light skin in the winter. We got to get some of that color back when it starts getting hot.
Yeah.
So how you been, brother?
Man, I have been great. I have been just living life. Man, so much has happened in these last couple months that we've been on hiatus.
Mhm.
So we did. Me and my future wife. We did our engagement.
Say it one more time.
Me and my future wife.
Okay, then.
That's wild to say, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that wedding.
Yo, it's gonna be a time.
It's gonna be a time.
Yo,
So we did our engagement photos out in DC Memorial Day weekend.
They look great.
it's big.
Thank you.
Real big.
We was trying to look like somebody.
Y'all look real regal.
You know what I mean?
Cover of Ebony magazine.
Something like
Essence.
And then we had the honor and privilege of witnessing another set of our couple friends get propose,
Mm-hmm.
get engaged as well on the ferry on the Baltimore Inner Harbor. So that was a privilege. And
Shout out to Juju and Shar.
Shout out to Juju and Shar. So what else has happened? Got new music coming out.
As you heard.
As you heard, that will be dropping this day next week. So next Wednesday. Tune in to all your digital streaming platforms, wherever it is that you stream your music, and look out for My Tenderoni by Scooty, featuring myself, written by me, vocally arranged, co-produced by me, as well as featuring me.
It's more of a duet.
It's a duet. You know what I mean? So I guess, you could say I'm dipping my toe in my babyface era
Yep.
of my artistry.
It's coming for the BMI.
Yeah, getting that publishing. You know what I mean?
That's the way.
And that'll conclude what's been going on.
Yeah.
Oh, and next month we will be, wifey and I will be seeing the venue.
Hey.
For
the wedding.
Which will be down in Maryland as well. So I'll be out of town next month, 4th of July weekend.
Nice. Everything has been everything with me. Had some pretty high highs, had some pretty low lows. That just comes with the game. But I'm still dope.
You are. Listen, we was in the group chat. I had to remind your ass.
But my talents cannot be limited or confined to a singular space. So I'm going to be outside this summer, either with the camera or with the turntables.
Hello.
Or with the pen. You never know. I'll be outside. I've been booked. That's another part of why we haven't been around. Like, I've been booked and busy.
Trying to get like y'all.
I've been, getting a couple dollars off of my talents lately, which is a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm one of those people.
Word.
Yeah, man.
So, D-Dub, you've been outside too.
That's right, yo. Listen, my daughter just graduated from high school.
Woo!
Woo!
I'm aging myself.
You getting
man.
old, nigga.
Yeah,
Stop saying it out loud. I don't want to hear it.
You told on yourself, brother.
But yeah, man, went out to Florida. That's where she goes to school at.
Okay.
Yeah, yo, it was dope.
Nice.
She's going to the University of Florida,
Okay.
Gatorville.
Yeah.
She gonna be in swamp country?
Yeah, yo.
Ooh, wee.
Get your blue and orange ready.
Boy, you better get them tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
man.
better get
I
them.
got the travel bug now, bro. I'm trying to figure out what's next.
Yeah, because you did
bro.
that. You was DJing for the UMCs down in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
Don't
Don't forget about that.
That started it, yo.
You was DJing for the UMCs. So for those that don't know, for the younger folk,
Was this recent?
that was what, last month, the month before.
Into April.
There we go.
Yeah.
This nigga don't be saying no.
Yeah, so he was DJing. So if you don't know, it's a old hip hop crew from back in the late 80s, early 90s, the UMCs. If you ever watched Martin had this poster in his hallway that just said UMCs. That's who he was DJing for in Atlanta a couple months ago. And
Shout out to Cool Cam.
Yeah, shout out to Cool Cam. He was also
He's the main part of it. It was his cookout.
Yeah.
The third year of it, so it's like it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Y'all coming next year.
You just gotta let me know.
Y'all coming next year.
Let me know when.
The
And
end of April.
Smooth at a tweed.
Because that's his birthday weekend. That's how it started.
And-
so yeah, you out.
Smooth
We
at
out.
a tweed.
We all out.
And then you and your house head homies was DJing with your boy Dinko D from Leaders of the New School.
Yeah,
Was that
same-
Memorial Day weekend?
The same event.
No, but it was you also
Same
he was in the building for Memorial Day
Yeah,
weekend
yeah.
for C-Book.
Yep.
So he's been DJing with the greats.
And also follow Sally's Pizza.
Word.
We just out in there lounging,
Word.
playing good music.
Also, I just want to give a shout out to a friend of the show and our sister, D Nasty the DJ, because she's been killing it ever since we've been on our break too.
For real.
We got to get her in here for an episode eventually.
Right.
But yeah, man, a lot's been going on since y'all last heard us, and more shout outs just before we move on. Sashku, the Artie, and FKA Jazz, and DJ Anomaly, and De Niro. They've been killing it too, and we've been rocking with all of them. Those are the DJs that you have been seeing, and the DJs that you will be seeing on the Rhythm and Brews podcast channel.
Give me the footage, man.
Nigga, I got it.
Side
But yeah, man. Also, the BET Awards happened.
Yeah, they did.
I would personally like to say that I haven't watched award shows in a while on purpose because they've just been boring, or either they're boring or they get a bunch of people that I don't listen to perform, and people get on stage and I have no idea who this is.
Yep.
But
Who are these niggas?
right. But it was the 25th anniversary.
It was.
So it was for us.
It was.
And the first half hour of the BET Awards
Took us back.
was a tribute to 106 in Park.
Took us back.
So they literally pretty much brought us through the top 10 countdown with they had Keisha Cole performing, A. Marie performing, T.I. performing. They had
Bow Wow.
Bow Weezy, B2K performed, and that wasn't on nobody's bingo card.
Hey.
I feel like I'm missing somebody. I said Keisha Cole, A. Marie,
Bow Wow.
Mariah Carey. No, she wasn't part of that.
She wasn't part of that.
She did her own.
Keisha Cole.
Ashanti.
Yeah, okay.
Ashanti. That's the female R&B artist I was missing.
Yeah.
JD. Yep. They killed it.
Yeah.
That first half hour.
What a time.
They started out hot.
Took us back to simpler times.
I will say that not everybody was sounding great vocally. I'm not gonna say names, but some of them could get back to working on those live vocals.
Yeah, it's a job, yo.
Yeah.
It's not riding a bike.
Right. But again, it's been several decades. But the thing is, it's like some of them haven't stopped. It's not like they've stopped touring. So it's like, why do you sound like this?
Yeah, bro.
Correct.
No names.
Yeah, I'm not saying names because Matter of fact, let's get some engagement. Keisha Cole.
Damn.
Keisha Cole didn't sound great. Maya was also a part of that tribute, and she did great. She was the oldest person on that stage and sounded better than everyone. 50 years old, still dancing and singing and not missing a step.
Is she really 50 now?
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I thought she was still in the 40s.
Nah,
in
bro.
The 40 spectrum.
Maya is 50 years old, still dancing,
Half a
singing,
century.
and not missing a step.
Killing folk. See, this be what I
makes
be
sense,
talking
yo.
Oh, I apologize. She's 45.
Okay.
I just Googled it.
I'm about to
She's
say
45.
50 ain't come up that
Okay.
on.
But 45 years old.
Still, that's it.
And still, I want to say older than everybody that was on that stage that night, though. With the exception of Jim Jones.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously Jermaine Dupri.
Of course. But we don't,
Yeah, we don't count them because they're rappers. But as far as the singers goes, I think she was the oldest singer on that stage. But still did better than all of them. During the 106 in Park tribute. Notably, AJ was missing from the 106 in Park tribute. Roxy was missing from the 106 in Park tribute. And I noticed from Twitter, a lot of people realized that Keisha Shantae they learned that was who Drake was talking about on that one song, Kiki, Do You Love Me? Because they were apparently dating back when she was on 106 in Park.
Wow, see?
Yeah. But Twitter was a time.
Oh, Twitter is always
Twitter was a time during
any award show.
Or any just major, like, I miss, and I'm not gonna go off on another tangent, but I miss Twitter during like Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder and like Insecure and stuff, shows like that.
I did some of my best work. I was thinking about this the other day. I did some of my best work during the Euphoria series recaps, memes. Oh, what a time!
HBO, go ahead and cancel that show.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Netflix, you could do the same thing with Stranger Things. All those kids are grown.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like Caleb McLaughlin has a bigger beard than I do.
Man,
A fuller beard than I do. Let it go. And they talking about splitting up the last season into two parts.
why? Beg your pardon?
Yeah.
That is a side note, but why didn't they grow with the beard? The story.
I don't know these decisions. I'm not in these rooms. But let's see who else performed that night. We had Mariah Carey perform, which was a little okay. Mariah Carey's never been much of like, she never really moved much on stage.
No.
But she kind of seemed robotic to me that night. It's like she kind of stood in one spot and just sang.
Again, not a mover, and then you expected her to move at 60, 50.
Mm.
Now she's in her.
She got to be in. She's definitely in her 50s.
Definitely in her 50s.
But
50. I'm gonna say 50, 60 is too high.
But hey, I mean, if Debbie Allen could still move it at her age,
You want her to dance and sing today.
But again, Debbie is.
I know. I'm just saying.
Debbie a dancer.
But Mariah Carey's 56.
Okay, I was close.
But but again, like we've said, she's never been much of a dancer.
Yeah.
But she did I'm not a big fan, but okay. But let me ask you this then. Because we're hard on people like what's the girl name out of Atlanta? The stripper girl with the anxiety.
Oh, Summer Walker.
Summer Walker. Yes. We're hard on Summer Walker because she gets on stage and just stands in one spot. But we give Mariah Carey a pass. Is it because Mariah Carey is an icon already?
Okay, so
Because she's been doing it her whole career.
right. So, all right. Yes, because she's an icon is a fair argument. Also, it's essentially why it's like Whitney. Whitney
Right.
wasn't a dancer, but Whitney did dance. She had,
Right. Whitney can move on
yeah,
stage.
she
Like
can
she
move-
was back
yeah.
and forth on the stage a
Right.
little. Yeah.
But Whitney and Mariah, there are people in the game whose voices alone are the show.
Okay.
I
Summer-
like Summer's voice is. We want something to come with that.
Okay.
Whitney, like when I watched that performance, her not moving wasn't my like what my eyes caught.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes for Mariah, I mean, what I'm paying attention to is voice,
Okay.
because that's what Mariah has always been,
Right.
of like a voice. The 5-octave range, the whistle register, that's what we know Mariah for. At no point in her illustrious career has anybody ever talked about Mariah's choreography on stage.
She always had dancers.
Always had
Right.
dancers.
Right.
C-Bug, what up?
And that was in her prime. So at 60, no, definitely not expecting it.
Okay.
And she a diva. She gonna do what she do.
All right.
She gonna move how she move. But with like Summer, yeah,
That's why I say that, because C-Book used to dance for
Whitney
Mariah, yo.
Whitney had a bunch of sailors falling out over just a voice. Just her singing All the Man That I Need. They were losing their mind.
They was on that Michael Jackson.
Yeah. She was just singing, and they were honed in. Because her voice is it.
Yeah.
We come for the voice.
The voice is the show.
The voice is the show.
And Summer doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Okay.
Because that you just have to put more with that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, cool. I just found it wild that was her first BET award ever.
It was crazy when I heard that.
And even wilder that Sam Smith got one before her.
Yeah.
I noticed that when somebody else pointed that out.
That's wild. That's insane.
Ooh, yeah.
That is insane. I don't care who you are as a Sam Smith fan. There is no justification for that.
Yeah, just for Mariah Carey to have been around this long. And now that makes me want to go back and do some research to find out who won over her on the years that she was nominated, if she was even nominated. It's been, 25 years. She's had to have been nominated for something.
I think she said
Now,
she
to tell you the truth, I don't think she was, yo.
nominated. I think she said she was nominated. I got to go back and watch the...
Nah,
I
we
feel
was
like she
hating. We
mentioned
was
that
hating
she
back
was
then.
that she was nominated. But still, you gave Sam Smith one before Mariah. We definitely have to go back and look in the archives, check the tape, because who won over Mariah? Who were the ones that won over her if she was nominated, when she was nominated?
Mm-hmm. I'm going through the list. Keep talking.
Because that is Always Be My Baby, Glitter. I mean, that was the movie. Sorry. Always Be My Baby.
It did have an album, though.
Okay, yeah. Always Be My Baby, the joint with ODB, the joint with Busta. She had records with Locks. Like, Mariah had way too... We Belong Together.
All right, so here it is.
Shake It Off.
So for Best Female R&B Pop Artist, she was nominated in 2005. Lost to Alicia Keys.
Ooh.
She was nominated for the same award in 2006. Lost to Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
Nominated in 2008. Again, lost to Alicia Keys. We continue going down the list.
What Alicia put out in 08?
I think that was Diary, wasn't it? No, Diary was.
No, Diary was much earlier.
Yeah.
Diary would make sense for what was that? You say 03?
Yeah.
Diary kind of fits.
And then that was it. She hasn't had any nominations since.
There was nothing in the 90s?
Well, again, I don't think the BET Awards were around in the 90s.
25.
Yeah. They started in 2001.
Shit, okay.
And so her last nomination was, in fact, I want to say 2008. I'm scrolling down the list.
But wouldn't that make that Emancipation of Mimi?
Which should have gotten awards.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
But yeah, Mariah Carey hasn't been nominated for a BET award since 2008.
But Sam Smith.
At least for the best female R&B pop artist.
But Sam Smith.
Right.
All right. This is why we don't be watching these shows.
Exactly. This is why we don't watch the shows.
This is why we don't be watching the shows.
But the Jamie Foxx tribute.
Oh.
The Jamie Foxx tribute shocked me.
Get that man a tiny desk. That was a tribute.
That man, first of all, like obviously we all knew that old boy from Sinners could sing.
Right, indeed.
But kudos to whoever decided to get him to do Barry White's verse from Secret Garden. Because you did your homework. And I part of me wonders if he even knew that song before, he had to sing it. Because he's young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know it's been remade a couple of times, but nothing is like that original.
Oh, sure ain't. I'll always go back to the original. I'll always play the original.
We had this conversation personally, and that tribute, as far as Secret Garden is concerned, I think we agreed that we would rank it third.
Yeah.
After with the original version and all the remakes.
Yeah.
That comes third after the original, and the one with
Raheem DeVaughn,
Raheem and Omar
Wilson, Sean Stockman, and Cisco.
Yeah.
That's third.
Yeah, that one was dope.
Because then then there was there was Tyrese. How was it? Tyrese, Tevin Campbell, Robin Thicke, and then LL Cool J.
Yeah.
That was on the Bossa Nova.
I forgot about that. Yeah. But yeah, man.
Y'all heard the Usher one before?
The Usher Secret Garden? I want to say maybe.
Yeah, I can't say that I have definitively.
All over the place, yo.
Again, Luke James has not fumbled a tribute yet for the BET Awards and or honors.
And with that said, I need y'all to put some respect on Luke James's name.
Please,
because he is not just a tribute artist.
He ain't.
That man can sing for real, for real. When we talk
real.
about, mind you, let's also not skip over Lucky Day. He was the third artist.
He held it down as well.
Right. But what the point is, Luke James needs a lot more respect as an R&B artist than he gets. Because, again, the only time we really hear about him or see him singing on TV is when they need a tribute or, like you said, R&B honors or what have you. We rarely get to see original Luke James music on TV.
That's what it is.
On radio.
Right.
I got a few Luke James records saved on my Tidal. When I had Apple Music. These Arms. He had a joint with Snow Allegra.
A banger.
That I love so fucking much. I watch his tribute to Tony Braxton often. Because if there was a moment where somebody was singing like the rent was due, that man had the landlord sitting front and center, ready to collect. And that boy lost his mind on that stage singing Unbreak My Heart. Give Luke James all his flowers. He was just on the platform, They Have Range, singing a plethora of bridges. And again, give Luke his privilege, his flowers. I also would like to just put out into the universe, as they say, make Luke Lucky.
And I just keep calling him Sammy. I don't know his real name.
Is it Miles?
Miles Catton or Caton.
Is that it?
Miles
Okay.
Caton, yes.
Make them a R&B posse and have
A group, if you will.
a group, if you will. Not like an official group.
Right. Just do it like, was it Take Six?
Like Case, Genuine, RL, and Tyrese, or like Milestone.
I was gonna say Milestone.
Yeah, Milestone, and have Babyface right.
Yes, I would like that. Speaking of Babyface, all right. I'm gonna ask that you not fight me for this one. I was not a fan of him doing Unpredictable during the Jamie Foxx tribute. Because I don't know. I feel like it may have felt backwards to me, maybe, seeing Babyface do a tribute to Jamie Foxx.
Did he write it?
I think he may have written Unpredictable. I'm not sure. I can look it up while we're talking.
That was kind of like the only reason why I was like, oh, Babyface. Because then when I saw him, I was like, maybe he wrote it. And I meant to check. And
Yeah, we're doing that as we speak.
I actually meant to check that night when the thought had crossed my mind.
But I wasn't much of a fan of him. Again, it's like, why? No, he didn't write it.
Okay.
Interesting.
So it's like, of all Jamie Foxx songs to have Babyface do, why that one? Like, okay, and I know it's not a mainstream song, but that Jamie Foxx wedding song, I would have liked to see Babyface do that.
You talking about from
That was a Jamie Foxx show?
Fox Show? You know what he could have done? Again, it wasn't a mainstream song, but it was off Unpredictable. Heaven.
Okay.
Tell me how you heard a story. Of the ways I long ago. Like that was on piano.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been a nice little ballad, because if there's one thing Babyface knows, it's ballads. So yeah.
And then they had T-Pain come out and do Blame It on the Alcohol.
Teddy Riley?
With Teddy Riley. That even though, and it's going to make me contradict myself, but seeing Teddy Riley do a tribute to Jamie Foxx somehow made more sense than Babyface to me. And when he came out with the guitar and the vocal, it was the voice box, was it?
He has it on his headphone.
Yeah, but it was connected to the vocoder, so that's what made it. Yeah. Sorry, the guitar is what I meant. Yeah, it was connected to the guitar, which made it the talk box. But yeah, man, that was a dope.
That was such a time.
That was a dope touch, because it's rare you see a guitar and it's not getting made fun of.
Yeah, I mean, because the man behind it, and then we love to see Luda.
Mm-hmm.
We love to see Jennifer Hudson.
Man, when they came out and did that
It had Tank.
yeah, when they did that Ray joint, and J Hud did that baby, I was like, oh,
I gotta catch up, man.
yeah, bro, I gotta send you if I could find it on YouTube, I gotta send you that.
This ranks high. Because I think the last one that I truly enjoyed was New Edition.
As far as tributes,
because they honored them the same year as the biopic series.
I remember.
And they had all
the cast members.
All the cast members.
And different generations,
generations, and they had them all out, all in white, and they were all doing If It Isn't Love and such. It was dope. And I was like, yeah, nah, that was like the last one I truly enjoyed. And then this one, I was like, okay. Like they reiterated that we had the best era.
Okay, so impromptu question.
Okay.
Right? And we might have to save this for the next episode, but I'm going to just hit you with it anyway.
Go ahead.
Top 3 tributes. And I know it's like we didn't plan this question, but because we're talking about tributes, now I'm like wondering.
Michael and James.
Did we plan another question?
We did.
We did plan another question, which we're going to hit later, but.
I'm only playing with you.
Michael and James Brown.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of all the tributes that they've done.
We can come back to it.
Yeah, we're going to have to come back to it because I have to go and look at
watch a bunch of tributes. But one of my favorites of all time, and I still watch it to this day because it's still on YouTube, thank the copyright gods. But when they did the Anita Baker tribute on Soul Train Awards with Deion Ferris, Chrisette Michele, Layla Hathaway, Tamia, and I want to say Faith.
That sounds crazy.
And Goapele.
Damn.
That was one of the best tributes I've seen ever.
That sounds crazy, bro.
yeah,
Like,
it's-
he
it's
was
one-
ready for that one.
No, because when he started to talk about one of like his favorite tributes, I'm like, I still remember mine. Because again, just the same way he watches that one over and over, I watch the Anita Baker one over and over.
That's a lot. Oh, so it doesn't just have to be from BET.
Nah, I was just saying
Ooh,
just
yeah,
favorite
no,
tributes.
we would definitely have to come
So
back.
that's a whole nother. That's next
Definitely,
episode. We
yeah,
gonna
that's
come back with that.
definitely next episode.
Matter of fact, we could because we haven't done a top 5 topic in a while, so we could do our top 5 tributes on the next episode.
I'm gonna have to dip back.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there is.
we want to do just R&B or R&B and hip hop.
It's the R&B.
We can talk about it later. Yeah, we can talk
R&B
about it later.
podcast.
But yeah, they did, and the thing about that is I don't know if they actually told Jamie Foxx who was going to be,
I don't think they did either.
because every time somebody came out
He
on
was
stage,
truly, genuinely shocked.
he was like, "Wow,"
Yeah, nah, he was.
and then he was literally in the front row crying.
Bruh, if I had Babyface doing my tribute,
Yeah.
because like you said, it's supposed to be the other way around.
Exactly.
So his
You
reaction
got
is
Babyface
warranted.
and Teddy Riley
And
doing
Teddy
your
Riley
tribute.
doing a tribute for you.
Like your peers, they make sense. Like Tank, T-Pain,
But them two?
even the people that come after you, like Lucky Day and Luke James.
and all of them, and J Hud.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's also that says a lot about Teddy and Babyface.
Yeah. And just the love that people
And the
have for
love-
Jamie
yeah,
Foxx.
the love that people have for Jamie Foxx, and I think it's like they recognize talent.
But for me, right,
God, he
I
was a
just
tight bitch.
appreciate seeing someone get their flowers while they're still alive.
For sure.
Because we almost did lose Jamie.
We did.
So for them to give him his flowers while he's still alive, while he has a second chance at life,
Yeah.
like that was really damn near emotional to see.
It was, man. I teared up a little bit. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man.
Like I was standing in front of I got up out of my seat and stood in front of the TV
Damn.
for that.
'Cause it
Like,
was real.
because it was, yeah.
And then Stevie. Stevie! Stevie out here trolling niggas. Stevie funny.
He was like, yo, Jamie, take this award. This shit heavy.
He walked right up to him.
He said, I almost elbowed you. I almost elbowed you, Stevie.
He said, Stevie, you knew. He was like, it's crazy how he knew exactly where to go.
But let's see who else performed. We said Mariah Carey already. See, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm old. Once the awards hit about 9:30, I hit record and I turned the TV off.
Yeah, bro. When you said 9:30, I said, damn, Grandpa, I at least made it to 10:30, 11, because that was Mariah was the last person I watched.
And I thought that was around 9:30. I could be wrong.
Shit, I don't know.
Because Mariah Carey was right around Mariah Carey's when I turned it off.
It couldn't have been, because I remember looking at when they said, like, they gave Mariah her award, and then it was like, after this, more.
Right.
I remember looking at the phone like, God damn, there's more?
That much, and I had the same response, and I was like, all right, yeah, I'm not gonna make it through this.
Because I
entire show.
did want to watch Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Leon Thomas. I did watch Leon Thomas.
Watch Leon.
Did you notice that when B2K was up, Raspy didn't have a mic on?
Hey. Listen.
The only two that were mic'd up.
J Boog and
Jay Boog and Omarion.
okay.
And then right when Fizz had to do Diddy's verse, and I still don't understand why they did Bump Bump Bump. Of all the songs in their repertoire, during a Diddy trial, why would you do bump, bump, bump? And then have Fizz do Diddy's verse. But yeah, like there was a part in the choreography where he had to like leave and then pick the mic up off the floor and then do Diddy's verse.
Sounds like a production issue.
Well, no, I think it was more so y'all niggas don't sing so you don't get mics. But it was just like how we always talk about the mic was on. Like, no, not
It wasn't even there.
not Fizz and Raz B's mics though. They didn't even give Raz a mic.
Even present.
But Leon Thomas's mic was on.
His mic was on.
And that boy, he did his big one. He was like, I don't know when I'm gonna be on another one of these stages.
Hey, listen. As long as he keep putting out good music, he'll be back.
But Mutt was a great album. Mutt was, and he just did the deluxe. He got a remix out with Coco Jones right now.
To Mutt?
No,
I was about
not
to say,
to
Chris
no.
Brown got the remix to Mutt.
Huh?
Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Remix to Mutt.
But one of the songs on Coco Jones's album, he remixed, and those two sound good together. Coco Jones and it's called Here We Go Uh-Oh.
Okay.
The remix. So him and her and Leon Thomas.
Word.
But yeah, like after, I want to say maybe it was after Leon Thomas that I turned off the TV.
That sounds about right. I feel like he was like 9:30.
Yeah. It was after him. I was like, yeah, I've had enough. I hit record and I was like, okay, we're going to have to talk about this on the podcast. So I'll watch the second half another time.
Yeah, I never
And
got around to
never thought about it again, which is another issue, right? Like, we have so much going on in the world that it's like I never even thought to go back and listen and watch the rest of the award show. And the fact that I haven't heard anything about the second half of the award show is even more telling.
I think the only thing about the second half of the award show that I've been hearing is the fact that Glorilla won the Bobby Jones Gospel.
Yeah, and listen, I don't know how that happened.
Me neither.
But I will say this, and I think these two are tied together, right? Because I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. And I'm definitely not Team Drake. But I can't recall the last time a TDE artist was nominated for an award and didn't win it. And the reason I brought that up is because, if I'm not mistaken, Glorilla and Doechii were nominated for the same award. Doechii got the award, so I think Glorilla got the Gospel Award because they had to give Glorilla an award because she had a big year. You see where I'm going with that, though?
I do, because I seen somebody else on the internet make, and Musa actually sent the reel where it was saying like Glow should have got the award that Doechii got.
Exactly. But
because
I have not seen a TDE artist lose an award in at least the last 5 years.
Yeah, because Glorilla has had a phenomenal.
And so did Doechii. I'll give her that. Doechii had a phenomenal year between Denial is a River and Anxiety.
Oh yeah,
But her year wasn't as big
not
as
as
Glorilla.
big as Glow.
So I feel like they gave Glow that award because it was like a, hey, you still gonna get something.
Yeah, that was just the wrong one to give it to her, because now the Saints have come marching in and they are at odds.
So that's my conspiracy theory. I just think that it's somewhere in some type of behind the scenes, whatever, that TDE artists do not lose awards, and whoever may, deserve an award that's in that same category, it ain't your year. If Kendrick drops an album, you better drop yours next year. And let's not forget, GNX isn't eligible for any awards until next year. So he's gonna clean up at the Grammys. He's gonna clean up at the Grammys because GNX wasn't eligible for 2025.
And
Grammy.
what did he win at the BET Awards?
Wasn't it Best Hip Hop Album or
For
something?
Not
like
Like
that?
Us?
Or, I think it was either Not Like Us or GNX. It's one of the two. Or Best Hip Hop Male Artist. I think it was Hip Hop Male Artist.
Crazy.
But the point is, GNX is probably still, because I haven't heard another hip hop album making any waves. Clips is about to come out this weekend.
I've been hearing people already talking about that album.
That album.
But I'm saying, like, outside of the Clips, and that's not even out yet, I haven't heard another hip hop album make any waves at all in 2025.
Facts.
Like Drake in Party Next Door's album came and went, even though that's technically an R&B album, quote unquote. But even that,
He's calling anything R&B now.
you see, I said quote unquote, air quotes was real heavy on that one, but then again, I feel like he tried to classify that album as R&B because he knew he wasn't winning a rap award over GNX.
Sure what?
You know what I'm saying? So, but they say he has a rap album coming out soon, so it's just gonna be him complaining.
Okay.
It's what is it called? Iceman. It's called Iceman, and even Twitter was like, "It's the wrong time to call your album Iceman, you immigrant."
Wow. Internet is.
Yo,
They said it's the wrong time for the Canadian immigrant to call his album Iceman.
Internet is fast. So clever.
But yeah, I highly believe that this album is going to be 70% of him just bitching about losing the battle and still trying to go at Kendrick Lamar. And it's like, fam, you lost. We've already determined that.
Yeah.
Move the fuck on.
We have
Yeah.
moved on.
Like, personally, I would much rather never hear anything about this again.
Facts.
ever.
Ever again. Like,
It's done.
dude. Okay, I was gonna
There's
I was gonna
be
compare it
jabs,
to
though.
50 Cent and Ja Rule, but that's for life. But it's
That's what
like,
I'm saying. It is. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be
like
jabs,
this is, but yeah,
jabs
this is
for life,
this
jabs
generation's
for
50
life.
Cent and Ja
Yeah,
Rule,
for
so
real.
I get it.
It is wild.
It's just the simple fact that it's like everything that either one of them drops now, everybody expects it to be
In
like
relation.
in relation to the beef. Like, again, going back to the Clips, and I know this is not on the docket, but the reason that the Clips left Def Jam and went to Rock Nation is because the Clips have Kendrick Lamar on the album, and Def Jam didn't want Kendrick dissing Drake on a Clips track, which he's not dissing Drake at all, which has been confirmed. But they're still like, hey, edit up his verse. And they're like, no, we're just going to leave the label. But I'm like, this man throwing lawsuits at everybody got Def Jam afraid. They were the hip hop label at one point. And Drake got Def Jam afraid of a lawsuit?
Losing recipes.
We losing recipes, yeah.
Losing recipes.
I do miss the days when they would just say whatever. This is why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Like,
Oh, simpler times.
but again, and
See,
this goes
but
back to
that's what started all that BS. It's getting
nah,
too personal, yo. You can't.
nah. It didn't start there, bro.
Come on now.
Roxanne Shantae is only good for steady fucking. Like that. Let's not forget KRS-One said that.
D-Dub.
Oh, that's that female shit though. You can't.
But you know what I'm. But you
won't
see
take
what I'm
that
saying.
one.
We're not
I won't
gonna.
take that one.
We're not gonna blame like Jay-Z didn't fuck Nas's baby mama and rapped about having the condoms in the car in the baby seat.
Oh,
You can't.
he did
pin
put
this
that in
on
the
Pac.
record. Yeah.
Right.
He
So
did.
you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Don't put this on Pac.
And
My
like
bad,
this
man.
isn't all on Pac and Biggie.
This ain't all on Pac and Biggie. Historically,
Like
the game has
battling and beef is a part of our culture.
like all bets is off.
Right.
Like the Locks even said it during the peak of the beef. Styles P was like, "Yo,
It's like, there's no rules in
ain't
war.
no
How you making up rules in war?
Like you, oh man, we going there."
The Locks was ready to throw a fridge off the roof on Diddy. Do you remember that?
Jadakiss said it in his record, "Me." He said was even ready to throw a refrigerator at Diddy, my guy. Me, like, bruh, shit's real. Oh man, what a time.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to get back to what is actually on the docket. All right. I'm going to skip a topic.
Okay.
And we're just going to go with these last two because I'm sure we've pretty much gone pretty well with time.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about Timbaland's AI artist?
I didn't hear about his AI artist,
Timbo, you
but
don't
I have
need this.
a strong feeling about this whole AI.
I agree with you.
Timbo don't need it.
But he might be smart with it.
See, and that's the thing is I feel like Timbaland believes that he's trying to get ahead of the industry.
He has to.
Does he?
Because I've already seen a video where he stated that he created a beat with AI, right? But the beat that he actually played was from a lesser known producer. Like he didn't even bother to take out the producer tag.
And what AI? What said?
So
I'll make one
again,
like this.
Timbaland allegedly claimed that he created a beat with AI, right? But the beat that was created was a beat that was made by a lesser known producer, but the pitch was changed a little bit. So it didn't sound like the exact same beat, but it was the exact same beat.
So wait, since I didn't see what you're talking about.
I have to find it and send it to you.
What? He asked AI to say, make a beat like this.
I don't know what the
And
prompt
it-
was
oh.
because he didn't go into what the prompt was. He
Gotcha.
just looked at the camera and said, "I made this beat with AI. Listen to it." And he's just bobbing his head like, you know what I'm saying, like producers do. And then somebody on TikTok was like, "Hey, I actually followed the producer that made this beat and he played it." And then that actual producer was like, "Yo, I would have just liked if Timbaland just said my name and said, 'Hey, credit to this person.'" He was like, "Because Timbaland is already set. I'm still trying to get there."
Yep.
Timbaland don't need AI.
Right. But yeah, he signed an actual AI artist, which, if I'm not mistaken, is now the second AI artist to actually be signed.
I mean, I would be down if Timbaland is like the sheriff of the AI. You know, like you need somebody to control ahead of time what's going on.
What is outside of a record label saving money and not having to pay writers and artists and things of that nature? Outside that aside, what is the pro of having an AI artist?
In my opinion, we're far away from that part of it because the people, especially us, would want real people making music. But I feel nervous on AI when it comes to like people who get paid for making commercials, people that act on commercials, not music. Music is from the soul.
Let me ask you
know?
this. And that's exactly what I was about to say. My
Yeah.
question was going to be, what is the biggest ingredient in music? It's soul. Computers don't have soul. That comes and that goes for all forms of art, whether it's visual art, whether it's music, whether it's, TV and all that other stuff. AI does not have soul. But these big record labels, these big movie studios and TV studios, they're trying to replace real people with AI, which is the whole point of the actors
the actor strike.
the actors strike and the writers strike. What was that, last year or the year before?
Definitely the year before, because that's what started the whole awareness. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, and I wouldn't even call this a tinfoil hat moment. It's just the research has actually been done on this. Like, AI is going to have the world fucked up within almost the next 5 to 10 years, because of the fact that the people in charge of running AI have these big super processors that take hundreds of thousands of gallons of water to cool on a daily basis. And they put these super processors in black and brown neighborhoods so within the next 5 to 10 years, all these predominantly minority neighborhoods are going to look like Flint, Michigan within the next decade. Which is why this big, beautiful bill that they have trying to go through Congress now, they've removed the EPA from regulating AI, and they've stopped AI regulations, or they're trying to stop AI regulations for the next 10 years.
Stop regulations.
Yeah.
It needs to start. It needs to start now.
But that's the point, is with this
They're trying to
bill
stop it
that they're
for
trying
10,
to pass,
10 years.
The bill that they're trying to pass
Wow.
will not regulate AI at all for the next 10 years. And that does more harm than good. I even watched another, I don't want to say, I guess, interview where this one guy was saying AI is going to do great for the big companies, but it's going to kill us. So it's going to make a lot of people a lot of money before it's over, but it's going to hurt the planet at the end of the day. So it's like, when it comes to just using AI to create art,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
have so many problems
It's
with
not going to be AI. Is not going to hurt art. It's going to hurt everybody that's making Super Bowl money on their commercials.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you
the
how it.
AI is going to take care of.
I'm gonna tell you why I
all of
disagree
that.
with you.
All of that.
I'm going to tell you why I disagree with you. What is my trade? I'm a photographer, right? I
Yeah,
guess that's not necessarily a
it's-
trade, but
It's
that
not
is
going to take away the artistry,
no. Listen to me.
photography. I
Listen
feel
to
you.
me.
I'm listening.
Because, right, one of the things that most photographers do at the beginning of any calendar year is to offer a promotion on things like headshots, right? Because that's usually when people start to redo their LinkedIn pages and redo their resumes and so on and so forth, and start looking for new jobs. So when someone can just upload a bunch of pictures of themselves into AI, and AI creates a new headshot for that person, that takes money out of my pocket. Because all they have to do is go on this AI program and give it $10 rather than find an actual photographer. Someone like Jedi over there, who actually spends hours on his tablet drawing for people.
Yeah, we speak about that all the time.
Exactly. He
Yeah,
spends
Jedi.
hours on his tablet drawing for people. And then he posts these things on social media where AI could just learn his art style. And there could be an AI somewhere on some app that says, draw me in the and the Jedi or Shinobi art style.
Fuck, you right.
AI can try to write a song like Denzel. AI can try to mix records like you.
Which is funny. Because I was just about to say, there's a dude out in Canada. He's big in the New Jack, but he's Asian. I don't know where. I think he's Korean.
Right. Korean? I think it's Korean.
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about. He's Korean.
Yeah. And he's been posting these reels of like, and he'll say it in his captions, like he was like, I asked AI to write like a New Jack swing song. Mm-hmm. And he's like dancing to it. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, it's got the New Jack vibe, but it's like,
it's all quantized.
It ain't New Jack. Like it ain't New Jack.
Right.
It ain't My Tenderoni by Scooty.
Yeah.
Featuring myself. But it's like fuck, what's the movie?
All of them?
Yeah, all of them. but Will Smith. I
Robot?
Because there was that scene where he's in the interrogation room and he was like, can a robot write a symphony?
Yeah.
Can a robot, draw a Picasso painting and shit like that? And, the robot was like, can you? But it's, Will Smith was right. Like, can you do this?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he was like, yeah, robots, it's all logic. It's all numbers. He goes, there's nothing in the heart.
It's all binary code. Ones and zeros.
Ones and zeros. So it's a wild thing. I listen to, I've been kind of keeping up with Timbaland and his little AI projects and all of that stuff. And just from an artist perspective and knowing Timbo, I'm like, Timbo, you don't need this.
Needs to be
but
the gatekeeper and like stop it.
You don't need AI to produce any fire, dog. Like, you are Timbaland.
And I get what you're saying, and I'm not defending Timbaland at all. I just really believe that he thinks he's trying to get ahead of the game and try to get some of this money that he knows white people are going to be making.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. And it's like, I agree on, I can see your point on that. I'm just like, yo, step out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've survived this long.
Right.
You came up in a time where, like, bro, you had a sound. You still have a sound that can't nobody replicate.
Nope. Virginia artists are a little bit different.
They couldn't replicate.
You couldn't replicate a Timbaland beat. You can't replicate a Pharrell or Neptune's beat.
They got big ears.
Like, you can't, like, no. As much as we know a Timbo beat when we hear it, and we know we can, especially if you're a producer and you study this, it's like, yo, his drum, but you can't. You can't. Like, I've watched him do stuff prior to AI. Like, he'll beatbox.
Mm-hmm.
And then put stuff behind it. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, you don't need. I've seen samples that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
You flipped some samples that I couldn't identify. And I love listening.
He got babies crying.
You had a hit with a baby cooing in the back.
Right.
What?
He made a hit out of Godzilla's roar.
Like, you can't, like, so yeah, nah, it's a weird, it's a wild thing, as I always say in the group chat. Babylon. What a time to be alive in Babylon, man. But just know, your artists, your actual artists, your human artists, be it writers, performers, singers, photographers, they are always going to be able to do things that the machine cannot.
that means the powers that be are saying in 10 years AI is going to be a problem.
No. They're saying that we can't regulate. They don't want us to be able, well, not us, but they don't want it to be able to be regulated
because it's not going to be a problem
10 years.
until 10 years.
No, it's creating a problem now. It's just a matter of
Like technically,
within 10 years.
technically, it's not going to be a problem until 10 years. So it's like we have 10 years.
It could be
to
a lot
prep.
less. The point is, they don't want things like the Environmental Protection Agency. They don't want Congress and things of that nature. They don't want their government to step in and be like, hey, you're hurting the earth, or you're hurting this industry or that industry.
And
They don't want that to be able to happen for 10
That's
years.
crazy.
And if
That we
you-
got to deal with AI.
And if you don't think that it's a problem now, I dare you to go talk to an educator.
Yeah,
That is
because
teaching any child that was born in the year that begins with a 2.
kids are using ChatGPT to write their papers for school.
I heard that they're not.
No,
Technically.
they are.
They are, but they're technically.
We have a lot of friends that are parents
I have a lot of
I
friends
am
that are.
one. I'm
I have a
trying to
lot
tell
of
you.
friends
that are educators.
educators.
Yeah, that too.
Without going on a tip, I could run circles
They-
around
they-
your
they-
head.
You're right.
With the
they
stories
are, they
that
are,
I've
but
gotten
they're not. They are, but they're not. But what I'm saying is
But
that
they're still very reliant
it's still
on
too
Chat
easy.
GPT
You
and
can't-
AI.
Yeah,
Have you ever used Chat GPT?
I have. But what I'm saying is that when you use Chat GPT as well as your own and put it together is different. But
I'm gonna tell you this though, right? Most AIs, Chat GPT, what is it? Apple AI, whatever Google calls theirs. I think it's Gemini. GROK on Twitter.
Grok.
All of these AIs are learning you, right? They're learning how you talk. They're learning the type of vocabulary you use.
That's why
And
I keep them guessing.
and everything like that. And it's going to get to a point where it can talk as if it's you, and you don't even have to say anything.
Good luck.
Like, one of the issues on Twitter right now is that Twitter currently has an AI running that is learning how you tweet. So at some point, it could replicate
even
the way that you talk on that app.
And that's why one moment I'm talking intellectually. The next time I'm a
Like,
nick.
you trying
again,
to tell me,
I work in tech, so it's like I read up, I read on this shit a lot, or I watch a lot of videos on this shit too. And I'll give you even a more recent example.
you trying to tell me like Chat GPT is gonna figure out how we use emojis and
Dude, ChatGPT is
Unspelled words and all that?
already learning you. Every time you ask it a
unspelled
question.
words and make a new one.
You ever realize that whenever you use an app, there's always a permission on every app that you use?
Say no.
Now listen to me.
I hear you.
There's always a permission on every app that you use that says yes or no. Do you want other apps to be able to use your cookies and things on this app to present things to you? And then you'll look at something on Amazon, right? Or you'll Google something, and then you'll go on Facebook, and that thing that you were just Googling is on your Facebook feed.
Yeah, follow
AI
me.
is doing the same thing. It's learning you by everything you're doing on your phone.
I know I must be giving them a headache. 'Cause my shit be all over.
Like, why do you think it's like even on Instagram and stuff like that? Like, your Explore page is based on things that you've even either talked about because your mic is on all the time, or
No wonder.
things that you've searched.
I forgot about the mic.
Yeah, your mic is on all the time.
Yo, no wonder, yo. I'm mad at this.
Elders.
Why do you think they've stopped allowing us to take the batteries out of our phones?
Why you know I need a vacuum?
But exactly.
we writing another? Remember that song "Why" by Jadakiss?
Like, and I'm sorry, it sounds like I have a tinfoil hat on,
He
but
got
like,
the
again,
yarn.
I work in the industry.
Like Charlie Day.
Like, and again, going back to like the most recent example that I've seen, right? When we were matter of fact, it was a time where me, you, and Sashku were at my studio and we were recording press record, right?
Yeah.
And you had to leave to go help Dulio with something.
Yeah.
And Sashku was having audio problems. He jumped on Chat GPT, and Chat GPT started walking him through troubleshooting steps for his audio problem. And I'm sitting on the other side of the room, and I'm like, yo, that's my job. I troubleshoot with businesses
that's
all
another
day.
thing. That's another
so that's what I'm
thing,
saying.
dog.
Within the next 5 years, AI is going to be doing my job, which means that right now, I need to be figuring out what I'm going to be doing next in my career.
Damn. 10 years.
And that's why they don't want AI regulated for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And this ain't even the type of podcast where we should be talking about these things, but I'm just saying, because it's getting into the arts now.
The awareness is crazy, bro.
Babylon. Babylon. It's all I got. It's all I got left to say, man.
Like
Babylon.
if I let's just say I got too comfortable in my current job, and I'm like, I'm going to keep doing this thing that I'm doing right now until I retire. Number one, by the time I'm 65, Social Security will probably not be a thing anymore. That's number one. Number two, I'll be lucky if within the next decade AI is doing my job.
Now we're gonna call it something else.
Listen, brother. I mean, the shit was written in the wall. When the last
We're not
time,
letting that shit go.
When the last time you called for
Social Security, it's gonna be
for
called
some-
like Social Security is gonna be called something completely different.
when you gotta get some automated support. You call like your bank.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
Or the cable company or whatever.
I call my bank sometimes.
Matter of fact,
I gotta go through.
even closer than that. Have you ever noticed whenever you pull up to a drive-through, it's an AI asking for your order first before a person comes through?
Dutch's only, but
Welcome to Popeyes. Are you going to be using our app today? That's usually an
you're
AI
right,
that asks you before a person comes through.
Popeyes too. You're right.
McDonald's, but most of them, if you pull up to
And we could throw the dudes. But yeah,